Hey, Jackie.
Hey, Nev.
You know what? I actually developed the code that can make a different variation of this pattern.
Right? Good.
Now I have a different idea actually.
Yeah?
Is it possible that if I can make a website where my friend or other people can actually, use my code to generate different kind of patterns on their own browser?
Right. So, if I understand what you want is to have users in their web browser,
Yeah, my friend in the web browser.
right? Um, so we have that. We have you,
Mm-hmm.
at least your computer.
Mm-hmm.
We have your Python code
Okay.
that generate drawings, and you want it to appear here.
Yes, to my friend's browser. Yeah.
So what we want is to have an interaction between the web browser and the computer.
Yeah. And how can it possible?
Well, here we could use an HTTP request.
HTTP request. What is it?
Yeah, well, HTTP is a set of rules, a protocol
Uh-huh.
to exchange information
Mm-hmm.
between two machines
Okay.
over a network, right? So an
see.
HTTP request is a user sending requesting information
Mm-hmm.
to a server.
Okay.
So here we have client
Okay.
and we have server.
Okay.
Server, a computer that serves content.
To
As simple
the client,
to the client.
which is my friend. Okay.
Here we could be more precise and say a web server, because we are loading that in the web browser. HTTP is a web protocol.
I see. Okay.
So HTTP request and HTTP response.
Interaction between two computers.
Exactly.
I see.
So we're gonna do that in 4 steps.
Mm-hmm.
So we mentioned HTTP request.
I see. Okay, from my friend's machine to my machine.
And then the second step appear in your code, in your Python code, where we call your function.
Which can make variation of this drawing.
Indeed, this make drawing or radial lines,
Okay.
or whatever you call it. Then we return, your function return a result.
Okay. And send it back to my friend's
Exactly,
browser.
an HTTP response.
So it's like the concept of HTTP is like sending a request and receiving the response between two computers. I see.
Exactly.
Okay. But how do you implement this in the Python code?
Right. So first, we talked about web server. We need to create a web server.
Okay.
Then we need to start this web server. Starting web server means starting listening to HTTP requests.
Okay, I see.
And so we're going to listen on routes, HTTP routes.
HTTP routes, I see. But what do you mean by that? Do you mean that a road between these two machines where this request can pass through?
Yeah, that's the right metaphor, yeah. If we define route /radial. That is the root.
Mm-hmm.
That means that the client
Mm-hmm.
will be able to say /radial to reach the server and to connect to your drawing function.
Aha.
So here we call the drawing function. And finally,
That returns my SVG content.
return SVG or the drawing typically. So if we wrap up, we have our step number 1 covered here,
Mm-hmm.
step number 2,
Mm-hmm.
and step number 3, the call and the return.
Mm-hmm.
And this definition here of the root is covering for us the HTTP response.
Ah, I see. Well, this looks interesting. Let me try this thing.
We'll see.
Yes, thank you very much for your help.
No problem.
Bye.
Bye.